Hello, everyone. So, welcome to the Geeky Ones. I am Jude. Next to me is Steven, and we have a wrestling episode today. The Royal Rumble is like a week away, I guess. Just a week and a few days away. And, to talk about, since, we want to space out, we talked about the Wrestle Kingdom um, preview and review of it. So, it's time we try to go back and talk about WWE. And the Royal Rumble is, I think, my favorite pay per view of the year. How about you, Steven?
Definitely one of my favorites, just because of how unpredictable it is. You don't know who's gonna come out unless it's
Mm-hmm.
the women's rumble. um, but like overall, like the Royal Rumble is just fun because you just don't know what's gonna happen. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe it's a veteran, maybe it's a guy from NXT, RIP NXT Black and but it's just one of the best wrestling events just because it's so fun. Maybe even more fun than WrestleMania. That's all I could say.
All right. But yeah, I love this. I love this one. Yeah, this is one match. Imagine. I think this is my favorite match of WWE's first half of the year. Or
Mm.
sometimes this ends up being my favorite match of the year because, yeah, it's just a gauntlet of 30 guys 30 men and women now. The fact that there are
Yeah.
two rumbles is kind of fun. I'm
Mm.
I enjoy seeing both rumbles, so that's an awesome sight. But yeah, the fact that 30 men and women are competing to for a shot for one match in WrestleMania. I mean, it's the most important match in Mania. It's just exciting because, yeah, as you said, no, you don't know who's coming out. I mean, they announce like half of them. They announce like a third of them sometimes, but the surprises, the awesome storylines happening within the match is just fun. I think this is one of the pay per views that do not need any build up, that do not need that much. I mean, sure you want to build up a couple of contenders, but if you can, the best part here is you can build anyone up evenly. So it looks like everyone is a dark horse, and at times that's the case. So for this episode, we're gonna talk about the best Royal Rumble moments, and this can include like surprise entrance, debuting wrestlers, people surviving a couple of Rumble scares, um, and just great wrestling in the Rumble. Or oh wait, we can't say that. Great sports entertainment in the Rumble. But yeah,
Oh.
and yeah, we have nine. So we have me and Steven had the same entry in one in our list.
Mhm.
We listed down five. We had one. We had a similar one, so that was kind of fun. Um, so I just mashed it up in one entry. And now we're gonna start with the 2013 Royal Rumble and Goldust.
Oh man. Okay.
Steven.
So this was such a weird entry because tama ba, the 2013 Rumble was the 40-man Rumble. Tama ba, Jude?
I
Was
would say I think 2013 or 2011. I can't
11, yeah,
remember.
yeah. But
But
anyway,
yeah.
so the 2013 Rumble was interesting because hi, Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan. Like
You wish.
it was 2013 was a weird time for wrestling. Like WWE was just floating. They didn't really know like what to do next, which is kind of like WWE today. Still don't know where to go next. Like they don't know. They're never like two steps ahead ever. They just keep changing every week. But what I love about this entry of Gold Dust in the 2013 Royal Rumble was the fact that Cody Rhodes was in the ring at the same time. And for those unaware, Gold Dust is Cody Rhodes' older half brother, but they're pretty much brothers. I mean, they still are brothers. And everybody was so excited because all of a sudden, here comes Dusty Rhodes' kids finally doing a brother versus brother feud that we haven't seen ever. But sadly, the storyline never pushed through. They did have a really nice run after, where they had they teamed up together. It was just how do I describe this? Goldust versus Cody in the 2013 Royal Rumble was fun just because they're brothers. And sometimes you hate your brother, you love your brother so much that you're willing to like put your body on the line, and that's what those two guys did
Yeah,
in
sibling rivalries are
WWE
great
and
in wrestling.
AEW. Like, it was just so fun because it was so out of nowhere. Nobody expected Goldust to appear, and then like, oh, here comes Goldust. Like, what the hell? Yun. The payoff never happened until 2019 in AEW, one of their first events. And then you have one of the most famous lines from Cody. I need my older brother. Mga ganun.
Oh,
It
and
was
he did that to face off the Young Bucks, I guess.
yes, yes. It was the Rhodes
That
brothers
was
versus the
fun.
Young Bucks. God,
It was also the
it
last
was
time
so
we actually liked Cody.
the last time, yes, the last time we actually liked Cody before he became Patriot. Anyway, yun. That's my entry for my first favorite Royal Rumble moment.
Nice, nice. But yeah, that's crazy. That's actually a great surprise entry as well. I think he was out for a while. I think
Yeah, I think it was like
Goldust is
it
like
was
in
in
and
and
out
out
of
of
the
rehab.
WWE for a while, for a long time,
Mm.
and I think that was one of the times um there was a time when they were about to become or have become tag champs, right?
They did become tag champs, but I
Yeah,
think it only happened like sadly, it happened like almost towards the end of Dusty Rhodes' life. Like it was like a few years before he passed. So they were able to be tag team champions together, which was really nice with their dad. It was super nice. Sayang lang na when they were supposed to have Goldust versus Cody, around that time in WWE, Dusty Rhodes passed away, sadly. So hindi natuloy
yeah.
yun until AEW.
Uh, yeah, but yeah, it's nice to see the Rhodes brothers still going at it.
Yeah.
They're
And like
still
I
like
think Goldust might be even better now than he was before. That's
the fact
crazy.
that he can do a Canadian destroyer at his age is insane.
Uh,
So that was really cool. So yeah, we're gonna talk about our next entry, which is John Cena returning and winning 2008 Royal Rumble. So I think we forget that John Cena got injured like in 2007, just like maybe a few months after Mania 23, and it was a torn pectoral muscle. So that injury is one of those injuries that set you back for an entire year. So that was crazy, and 2008 was also like a interesting Rumble. 2007 was unpredictable. 2006 wasn't that predictable. It was Rey Mysterio. It was
yeah.
you felt like Rey Mysterio was good. 2005 was unpredictable because it was like an introduction to new stars. But yeah, the '08 Rumble, you're wondering who would win because this was a time when the ruthless aggression era was top heavy. There were like at least like half a dozen to a dozen like contenders who can actually hold a world title,
Yeah.
especially when the WWE and the World Heavyweight Championships were still there. So yeah, it was cool. But yeah, I remember this the last entry of the Royal Rumble in the Madison Square Garden, which was arguably one of the best places to hold the Rumble. I wish they do that more often or try at least go there. Uh, yeah, Royal Rumble entrant number 30 for 2008 was John Cena, and it was arguably the largest pop Cena has had in his career
Hmm.
at that point in time.
Yeah,
especially when
yeah.
you know that he was being booed by half of the crowd, at least half of the crowd all the time. So it was cool. Yeah, AJ style. What AJ? No, John Cena making his return was like an out of nowhere moment. Even though you would kind of hate that Cena kept on winning in that era. The way that they executed his surprise return was great because the guy is a cyborg. You're not supposed to return that fast from a torn muscle, especially torn pectoral muscle. It's basically in the same realm as an Achilles and knee tear, any of the knee ligament tear. So like, it's crazy that John Cena returned here and got the Rumble win. I think last entrance were like Triple H, Batista, and Taker were also still there. So yeah, it was crazy as well. How about you, Steven? Your thoughts on John Cena, getting his pop here?
How do I describe this? It was one of those moments that you just had to be there. Like if I had the opportunity to fly to Madison Square Garden and watch the Royal Rumble, I would have gosh, like that would have been so epic. Feeling ko talaga it's one of those historic moments kasi nga you just nobody expected John Cena to come back that fast. And then when he did, even the people who were booing John Cena were cheering him. That's how big surprise was. As in, it's like ano ba? This was the time that the internet was still at its baby years, I guess you could describe it.
Mm-hmm.
So like alala ko nga dati yung 04 Royal Rumble when Benoit won was like I had to see the results at lunchtime in like the IT lab of the school, and like there nobody had Twitter, nobody had Facebook. You just had to wait and see a result come out. So in
Yeah.
'08, medyo ganun pa. So I think
I
that's
did
what
not
made,
look at spoilers anywhere, so when I
yeah,
watched it on delayed broadcast, like I was just as hyped as I
exactly.
was. So yeah.
Exactly. So I think that's what made the return so big because wala pang instant gratification of a reaction at the time. So you really were like, oh no, oh my gosh, John Cena's back after this injury that was supposed to have him gone for a whole year, and now he's back
Hmm.
in like 7 months. It's insane. So
Yeah.
like I love this moment just because of how unexpected it was. Like if we're talking unexpected Rumble moments, this could be number one.
The fact that he surprised everyone and won. So yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Also, yeah. Before we go to our next entry, let's look at the comments. Oh, Tim Montalvo said, one Royal Rumble moment we like to mention is Ric Flair winning the 1992 Royal Rumble, which was the first Rumble that was for the WWF title back then. And I think
Right.
he won it when he was like first or second, so that was like endurance. But then again, the Rumbles didn't last that long, even though with that many people. And Angelo from the MTG Show podcast also said Cody got pushed in 2015, but it was bad. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Cody never got pushed properly. No matter which version of Cody, Smoke and Mirrors, busted face Cody, and be damned. And also from Jonas Marquez, ibang klase kapag sa MSG. Yeah, MSG is one of the
Yeah.
best wrestling venues. No matter which promotion does it. Like New Japan has been able to has used that, and it was really cool. And yeah, and he also said na there's no dirt sheets, that many dirt sheets back then.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think for you to be in a for you to follow dirt sheets is pretty niche because it's most of them are in forums. I would
Yeah.
remember most of them are stuck in forums, and a lot of the backstage news are just very very deep insider info na only a handful of sites would have.
Yeah.
I think at least like two or three sites would have some big news, and it actually would be too if you read it. So you sometimes just avoid those. But yeah, our next entry is Adam Cole coming out of the 2018 Royal Rumble. I think this was like, was this after he did War Games, or was this after he did the ladder match? I can't remember.
This was after he did a ladder match with Aleister Black. So I think Adam Cole's like finger, well, he had a cut on his finger that he had to cover up
Yeah,
because
and
he
he
had
was like
grab it.
he was taped in the on his ribs, so he was bust.
Yeah.
He was pretty much damaged this match.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
oh yeah, okay. It was a takeover in Philadelphia. It was an Extreme
Mm.
Rules match with
Yeah, it was
Aleister Black.
crazy.
Yeah, yeah. He was he was bound to get he was bound to get wrecked the night before. Either way,
Grabe.
but yeah, Adam Cole. I think I like, yeah, 2018 Royal Rumble is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk more about what why I love it, but yeah, 2018 Royal Rumble. I think I love it because of the amount of surprise wrestlers coming out. Sure, SmackDown and Raw is there, but there's also NXT. NXT NXT was just there. There were like two NXT guys, Andrade and Adam Cole there, and of
Yeah.
course you have and uh surprise surprise, John Cena also returned here after a while.
Yeah.
Uh, Hurricane Rey Mysterio also did a return here, which is
Yeah. Post
cool.
NJPW Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, and entry 29 was Goldust, so surprise
Mm.
entrant was here. I think the only thing I wasn't that sold on was
Mhm.
Dolph Ziggler being number 30.
Yeah. It was
Kasi
very.
at that time, I know they're pushing Dolph Ziggler na he's like the bridesmaid guy na who's no matter what's gonna happen, win or lose, he's gonna keep on going. But then you know you felt like he was in on his ceiling at that point.
Yeah.
Parang, sure, he had a great program against the Miz, diba? He had a great rivalry like a year before that. But wala na, you don't know, he's not gonna do much. And it's kind of sad because Dolph Ziggler at least deserves one WWE Championship run for how well he's been performing throughout the years. The guy's consistent, one of WWE's most consistent and safest performers. And yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, from the comment, yeah, yun nga, Ziggler quits, then became number 30. Yeah, and then it wasn't that much of a surprise, and it felt predictable. Oh my god, he's in the Rumble, isn't he? Yeah. But yeah, Adam Cole appearing in 2018 was fun. Would you say
Yeah.
so? It was just I think it was the year, and um I forgot what was happening, but yeah, I think I was just hyped because Adam Cole was in like Wrestle Kingdom, was in like final ROH's final battle.
Mm.
He was like headlining all shows non WWE, and now he's in one of the biggest. He's in his first big WWE pay per view. That was the best part of that.
Mm. I
Adam
think.
Cole is just
Mm.
fun.
Yeah. I think what else made the Adam Cole surprise was the fact that yun nga, he was so hurt from the night before. I don't think anybody would have like expected talaga na Adam Cole would suddenly appear kasi nga like, he was legitimately like really hurt the night before, but somehow he was able to push through and come out. All 6 feet of Adam Cole was able to go out in the Royal Rumble match and do have a pretty good showing. And this was the time I think 2018 was probably black and gold at its finest. Talaga.
I would say 2016 to like
Mhm.
2019 was
Yes,
like
yes.
black and gold all the way. I love that era.
Exactly.
I love the Gargano Champa. I love
Mm.
that series. The Undisputed Era was just at its peak, and also yeah, Jackie's right on the comments. He's Adam Cole, despite how much we enjoy him and his matches, he still doesn't look like 6 feet.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I keep on seeing this picture on Reddit na palagi lumalabas
Is that
na
small Adam Cole?
yes, yes. Yung picture of ZSJ, Zack Sabre Jr. next to Adam Cole. And the thing is, Zack Sabre Jr. is legitimately 6 feet tall. Taichi is like 6'1", 6'2", 6'3", around that range. So if you put ZSJ, Taichi, and Adam Cole next to each other, Adam Cole would look like a child.
Adam
That,
Cole would be like on at least on the shoulder level on of one of them.
yeah, yeah. Like that's how exaggerated WWE heights are.
Yeah,
Like Daniel Bryan is supposed to be 5'10", but then you put him in the ring with Kenny Omega, who is actually 5'10". He looks 5'7". Diba?
yeah. To be fair, I think Steven, if you both stand next to him, that would be the ultimate like litmus test for Adam Cole's
Actually, I mean
listed
you're
height.
6'1", I'm 5'10", so it's
Yeah,
the ultimate test.
yeah. We're gonna do that's a goal here
That's the
at the
goal
Geeky
one
Ones
day.
now. We have now established a new ambition. Anyway, next entry is AJ Styles making his
Uh,
WWE debut at the 2016 Royal Rumble. Sure, the editing of this one was awful. The original cut was awful because it was just Roman's dazed face for
yeah.
like 30 seconds or more. That felt like an eternity seeing his face. But yeah, it was okay. Let's talk about AJ Styles, Mr. TNA.
Yeah.
More Mr. TNA than Mr. Impact. The man is a two-time Grand Slam champion. The fact that he rotated twice for all those belts in TNA is amazing, and he's the guy that made me realize that there's so much more wrestling outside of WWE. Him,
Yeah.
Samoa Joe, and Christopher Daniels. Bless those guys. Yeah, AJ Styles is arguably the best and greatest non WWE wrestler before that point. And
Yeah.
before that, he was a two-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion. He won the Rev Pro, and for some freaking reason, he didn't win the ROH World Title. He has never won it, which is insane for me. But yeah, the fact that AJ was on an international run of him, um, by himself and proving that he's an all-time great by showing up in different promotions and just elevating the level of talent in that show. So yeah, AJ Styles making his WWE debut is like, I know we're scared because AJ is like an Impact guy. We might get he might get the run of Sting or Vader.
Uh,
Like
no.
Vader was great at New Japan, but in WCW, but he was never given a major title run in WWF back then. And then same with Sting, or even Booker T. Booker T was never given a WWE title run. So yun. But yeah, but for this moment, the fact that AJ Styles stepped foot in the WWE ring is like it's a lot of it still doesn't feel real. Like at that time, it doesn't feel real. Like what the hell? You never expect that. It's AJ Styles might be one of those wrestlers that might never reach WWE, but then he proved that he's more than good enough for WWE. He's a Grand Slam champion in the WWE, which is insane. Imagine making someone Grand Slam champion after being a Grand Slam from other promotion, from a rival back then. But yeah, Steven, your thoughts on AJ just making himself appear?
Okay, so this debut was insane because okay, I was in a weird spot. I was kind of like stuck in a part-time job at the time, so I was like I had so much free time. I ended up watching the Rumble live on TV that time, and I already saw the clips of AJ being one winged angel by Kenny Omega at the end of the New Year Dash. So for those unfamiliar, New Year Dash is basically the Raw after WrestleMania for New Japan Pro Wrestling. and it always happens usually a day or two after Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom is WrestleMania for Asians, basically, because it's held at a much more convenient time for us, and
Wrestle Kingdom is WrestleMania for Asia.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just it's it's the biggest wrestling event in the Asian wrestling calendar. Um, it's crazy because AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura had a match at Wrestle Kingdom. And then they had a fist bump for some reason, which was very odd because you never do that as a good guy and a bad guy. Why would you do that? And then you realize now, oh shit, one day later, AJ Styles was kicked out of Bullet Club. He was the ace of Bullet Club. And then everybody already knew Shinsuke Nakamura was leaving. So, that was clear. But AJ Styles leaving was just a shocker. Everybody thought that AJ was just gonna be in New Japan full time now. But the thing is, yun nga, he's a family man. Of course, he wants to be in the States. So
Mhm.
he went to the US, and in the span of a month, AJ Styles went from Tokyo Dome to American Airlines Arena in Miami, tama ba? Or was it Orlando? I can't remember.
I think that's Miami.
Yeah, basta in Miami. So, from Tokyo, Japan to Miami, Florida, aka TNA headquarters for the last how many years at the time? At the time, it
Oh,
was pretty
oh yeah,
much
you're right, Steven. It's Orlando and
Orlando.
Amway.
Yeah, yeah, diba? So
Why
parang
are both of their arenas are named have airlines sponsoring them though? That's
well,
interesting.
not anymore, but like at the time, I
Yeah.
think it was American Airlines Arena in Miami and then American Airlines Center in Dallas. They had so much
Yeah.
money. Um, um, I th- it's just crazy kasi nga Orlando had been TNA headquarters for the longest time. They would always be filming in Universal Studios Orlando, Stage 21. They were always filming Impact there. And then all of a sudden, like even there was even footage. You could see it on YouTube right now of AJ um heading into his trailer, and then like he was so nervous. He was worried na, oh no, this is WWE. What if they don't know me? Kasi nga, sadly, not everybody knew who Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels, Eric Young, a lot of people didn't know who they were
Hmm.
before they went to WWE. But AJ Styles was just he's AJ Styles. There's a reason he's called the phenomenal AJ Styles. And that entry at number three ba? Tama. Number three, diba?
Um. Yeah, it was number three.
Yeah, yeah. So it it's just so hard to describe because Jude, when you said nga na he was Mr. TNA, nobody thought he would ever leave TNA, and then he leaves TNA, goes to the Indies, goes to
Goes
Japan,
everywhere.
becomes everywhere, diba? And then becomes a two-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion. It's not that easy. Like just look at the history of the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Look at the past decade. Very
Like
few people have become IWGP Heavyweight
very
Champions.
few non-Japanese wrestlers have won the IWGP more than once. I think
Yeah,
Vader and Scott Norton are like the two exceptions on that list.
exactly.
Two others on that list, and that's insane. But yeah, AJ
Diba?
Styles is just proves that AJ Styles is one of the greatest wrestlers
Yeah,
of the 2000s and 2010s.
that is true.
And yeah, it's just fun. But yeah, looking at the comments, Jonas asked, is it possible if they do a 1 and 2 as the final two again,
Hmm.
like 2006? I would say yeah. I think it's a storyline. I think it's a storyline that they can do again, like 1 and 2 surviving till the end as the final two. That's all.
Hmm.
That's actually great. Um, it's hard to execute because it's really hard to execute. But I would bet they'd at least do it for either the men's or women's rumbles. So like that's very
Hmm.
possible. Pa rin. How about you, Steven?
I would go with Drew McIntyre and Big E start at 1 and 2, and then they just slowly take out everybody until around like maybe you start like adding the big guns by like number 15. So from
And
3
then
to
Veer Mahan
14,
comes in at 30. I'm kidding.
no, no, no. 3 to 15 would be like, a bunch of, NXT guys or like newer guys. I bet Braun Breaker is gonna appear. Anyway, that's another prediction.
I
Um,
would bet. But yeah, let's talk about the 2022 in a bit.
yeah.
But yeah, my
I
God,
think
that's.
Drew and Big E will start at 1 and 2, and
Mhm.
then Roman will appear at 30, and then they will be the final three. But somehow, some way, Drew hits the Claymore kick on Roman, and then
Mhm.
Big E hits the big ending, and they're able to eliminate Roman somehow,
Mhm.
and then we get the
Yeah,
final two.
but
um,
yeah, yes,
yeah.
we would agree that it's hard to execute. Nga. I think the best way to execute it is give the 1 and 2, the final 1 and 2, to a legit contender and no or guys that are known for their endurance in the rumble. I think in the women's rumble, guys like Sasha Banks and Bailey are known for that, known for lasting long in the women's rumble.
Hmm.
Or in there are so many that can last long in the men's rumble, and so that's kind of insane.
Barricade.
You can have someone like Lashley
Yeah.
last long. Anyone. So yeah, 1 and 2. I would say it's kind of close to happening somehow.
Hmm.
They can do it. They can do it this year, and I wouldn't mind. I think this year is a good. I think the best way to do that is the unpredictable rumbles.
Yeah.
Or it's best to do that in the which is like this year, a good example. But yeah, next entry is Mick Foley eliminating Orton, then himself at the 2004 Royal Rumble. And back then, Randy Orton was a young upstart member of the Evolution, the most dominant wrestling stable of the Ruthless Aggression era, winning every single belt for the men's division. So like Triple H was world heavy, Ric Flair, Batista were world tag team champions, and Orton was one of the youngest intercontinental champions ever. I'm not sure if he's the youngest, but because we know he's the youngest world champion in WWE at that time. So yeah, Randy Orton was like up and coming, and then I think was this the time he was about to get kicked out of Evolution by the before around this time, right?
I think it happened a year later. Oh, a few months later after when he won in. Ay, hindi. Yeah, he did. Like by SummerSlam 2004, they tried to make him a good guy, but it just wasn't working.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think this appearance kasi nga, I think I was following the story, 03, 04 when Mick Foley all of a sudden arrived. And I was wondering who's Mick Foley? Like who is this guy? And like it was one of those crazy runs for Mick Foley. I think it was his final big solo run. It was his like goodbye run in a way
To be
as
fair,
a
he had like and that goodbye run was like culminated to him getting speared to a burning table in
oh
Mania 22.
gosh, that,
That
that
was
was
great.
great. Um that this was pretty much Mick Foley elevating Randy Orton into main event level. That's all I could say.
Mhm.
Randy Orton became the legend killer when he did this. No, no, that was
It was
Backlash.
actually the beginning of his legend killing, which
Yes,
is
yes,
interesting.
yes.
And I would say that would you say that Orton facing legends help him get over eventually?
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely, definitely.
I
Like,
think I would
mm,
say that the other legends that he faced were kind of I mean a bit too old a bit too old on on that time. I mean, of course he didn't lose to Hogan
uh,
because of Hogan reasons, Hoganism, I guess. But
yes.
yeah,
Hoganism, I love it.
the fact that he faced the Undertaker, that culmination of his legend killing run was great because you knew that Orton was just it was a matter of if he was gonna win. It was a matter of when he's gonna win the WWE title. And true enough, we did see him eventually win like at '07.
Yeah.
But yeah,
It
Mick
was it was
Foley.
I think because they made it so personal na the story was all about Orton saying na, hey, Foley, you're too old for this shit. So parang, get out. And then like for the longest time, ang ganda ng build eh. Kasi I think by November, December 2003, wala na si Mick Foley sa WWE TV eh. And then
Mhm.
all of a sudden, at 2004, around entry number 21, I think Foley was 21 or 25. All of a sudden, you hear the car crashing, and it's like, oh shit, Mick Foley's here, Mick Foley's here. Kasi,
I love that entrance team.
God, that was such a crazy entrance. It's like, Austin was like checking on Test kasi diba oh, RIP Test. So, so Austin was checking on Test, like, oh, what happened? What happened? Like, oh no, Test is not in the Rumble. And then all of a sudden, like, the cameras go to the back. And then Austin's like pointing at somebody backstage. They don't know who it was. Like, all right, you're at the Rumble. Go in, go out there. Go out there and try. And then all of a sudden, you hear the car crash. And I think Mick Foley's entrance was maybe took even longer than his time in the Rumble. He went out so fast and then eliminate like no question. He just like went out and like took out Orton immediately. He's like, no questions asked. I don't care. I don't want to win this Rumble. I am taking out Randy Orton no matter what. And then just like bang. Like
But yeah,
bang
it was
bang talaga.
great.
It's
Also,
so
worth noting
great.
in the comments, Three Faces of Foley. That's its own Royal
Oh
Rumble moment.
yes. Yeah.
Where Mick Foley went in as Mankind, Dude Love, and Cactus Jack. I think Foley was channeling a lot of Cactus Jack in '04 just for
Yes,
Randy
yes.
Orton,
Yeah.
especially when he gets barbed wire in and thumbtacks.
Yeah.
I think yeah, the iconic moment of Orton getting hit by the thumbtacks helped cement him
Gosh.
as like a legit guy
Yeah.
to contend for any world title in the company. I mean, yeah, I mean he won in 2004. I mean he picked up the belt in SummerSlam, right?
Yeah, he defeated Benoit. Yeah. Oh,
No, no,
sorry.
no. He picked it up.
He
He
picked it
just
up.
picked it up
Yes, he picked
in the
up the
arena.
belt in the middle of the ring at the end of
But yeah,
2000 SummerSlam. Anyway,
yeah. Before we go to our next entry, let's take a look at some comments. Yeah. Orton versus Taker. Yeah, of course. That was a great rivalry. I can't believe that they extended it from Mania 21 to like Armageddon at the end of the year. I remember because I was following that, and
yeah.
Cowboy Bob Orton got involved at the end, so that
Ooh,
was
yeah.
insane. But yeah,
When Hell in
next
a Cell was
entry.
still special.
Yeah, that Hell in a Cell was cool. Next entry is Kofi Kingston escapes. In 2000 in from 2012 to 2018, that was one, two, three, four, seven escapes.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
every year, I was watching this before we started the episode, and each escape was fun.
Yeah.
The first one was him doing the handstand and placing his feet on the steel steps, and that was cool. And then the other one was using JBL's chair as a pogo stick to get back to the ring.
Yeah.
I think my favorite one was either the New Day pie or the rosebuds, because
Oh.
the rosebuds felt so natural. It felt so natural. It had the comedic timing, the unintended comedic timing and coordination to get him there. And also the funny part is Kofi Kingston got saved, but Adam Rose fell off like in less than 30 seconds. Just over him. It was insane. But yeah, Kofi Kingston escaping is always an exciting moment. One of my favorites also is like from the barricade, he jumped to the ring from ringside.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yeah.
you don't expect the hops from Kofi Kingston sometimes, but yeah, the guy has hops. Um,
Yeah.
of course, he has the freaking boom drop as his freaking boom drop there. But yeah, Kofi Kingston escaping is a spectacle in the Royal Rumble because it shows that the Royal Rumble is unpredictable, especially on not only who's coming in and who's getting eliminated, but also how can superstars escape and save themselves, or find a way to screw up someone else's Royal Rumble, like what we saw with Foley last time. But yeah, Um, so Steven, how about you? What's your favorite Kofi escape?
I think my favorite might be the one where he hopped on the barricade. As in, kasi the one with JB using JBL's chair was cool, but the thing is
Mhm.
he could have easily like just slid across. He could have just slid across, and then just used the
I
chair
was
like a
waiting
lazy
for him to
guy.
kick the chair.
Yeah, but I think kasi the one where he hopped on the barricade was insane kasi it was very similar to what John Morrison did, but better. Kofi's escapes like really are just must see. You don't know what's gonna happen. So I'd say
It's
the
athletic,
barricade hop.
comedic, and fun at the same time, and
Mm.
it's just awesome. Also, worth yes, Jackie for commenting. Naomi was able to do it as well.
Yes, dude.
Jump from
Naomi like
barricade
is
to
like the
steps, and that was
best.
really cool. Oh,
Yeah,
John Morrison, of course. Yeah,
yeah.
the athletic wonder, the athletic parkouring wonder that is John
Parkour.
Morrison always has his uh, had his moment too. So yeah, I love Royal Rumble escapes. Even if it's sometimes under the ring, even if
Yeah,
people do the under the ring. What I don't like when you do under the ring is if more than one person is doing it. If
yeah.
one person, if it's only like one person, like what Santino Marella did, or what like oh yeah, but yeah, you should do it's escapes and saves are some of the best things in the Rumble, and it's fun. Oh yeah, also worth noting in that barricade save, Rusev caught him midair over the top rope and placed him on the barricade and just hit knees on his side. But to be fair, I didn't expect him to I didn't expect he might have fallen rin naman. But yeah, you didn't expect him to clear that far. But yeah, great verticals from Kofi Kingston right there. And yeah, the escapes are great. And oh yeah, Rey Mysterio also had his version in the '09 Rumble using Miz and Morrison as his steps in a way. So that was fun. Miz and Morrison are entertaining guys, and they're I love that they have at least Rumble moments like this, and but Kingston is the king um, in escaping, in saving himself in the Rumble, and
Yeah.
despite him not winning it, all that matters is that we want to know how he can do it. But yeah, next entry here is Shinsuke Nakamura and Asuka winning the 2018 Royal Rumble. I don't care what happened to WrestleMania after, but the fact that Asuka, the Empress of Tomorrow at that time, the longest reigning NXT Women's Champion, dominated the Women's Royal Rumble. I mean, the hard part was watching the Bellas try to 2v1, try to handicap Asuka, but hey, that's Asuka, so they're bound to get destroyed and thrown out at some point. But 2018 was unpredictable because you don't know. 2018 had a great mix of established stars and new guys in. And I think this was the first women's rumble, right?
I think 2018, yes, was the first
Yeah.
women's rumble.
And yeah, totally agree on with Jonas in the comment there that they dropped the ball of these moments by not having them win Mania. Screw that Mania. I would say that's even though it wasn't a totally bad Mania, it was worse because of those results. It's still painful for me. But yeah, let's see. Yeah, 2018 was great because yeah, this was the one with Adam Cole and Andrade. It was unexpected. And I remember the final ones being Rey Mysterio, John Cena and Orton, and like Reigns, Balor, and Nakamura. So old and new, ruthless aggression versus the PG era.
I guess the
I don't
PG
I
era,
forgot
yeah.
it. Or WWE Network era.
Yeah.
Now we're in the Premier Live event era, right? But yeah, to To be fair, it rolls off the tongue nicely.
Yeah, it
But yeah,
does. Premier event, yeah.
Shinsuke Nakamura. The best part was Shinsuke Nakamura throwing reins like really full force. I remember I was watching this. Like it was. I remember this because it was before lunch at work. I was watching it through my phone because it's the only way I can watch it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so good. I was just so hyped when Roman was out of the ring and it was Nakamura winning the Rumble, and that was still crazy. Still, it's one of my of course, because of the list here, it's one of my top three Rumble moments. It's probably my second favorite Rumble win. Only because Shinsuke didn't beat AJ, which is the most unfortunate thing in this world. And AJ was face JBL at that point. He
Uh,
just held he just held on that title for too long. Thank God, um, Daniel Bryan, went all uh, eco-friendly on him and won the title. That's Planet's champion. Let's go. But yeah, for Asuka naman, yeah, same thing. She should have won against Charlotte. But I'm
oh,
also happy that at least Asuka got her Grand Slam, despite the weird ass booking of
point,
her.
point, 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 point.
Yeah, it's just weird. Yeah, the booking was so uneven. Can't believe she won titles with that booking.
Oh my gosh.
Can't believe she won everything with that on the main roster. Because her NXT was immaculate, diba?
Sobra.
Imagine, imagine she and Ember Moon were able to elevate that division in NXT so well.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
yeah.
Would be cool if Ember Moon nga, would have broken
Oh,
Asuka's undefeated streak.
yeah.
Regardless of where and when. But yeah, this was also the discussion of our first episode, Steven. The
Yeah.
after the Mania. So yeah, this is nostalgia here. But
Nostalgic,
yeah,
yeah.
next entry is Steven's favorite here, and it's Edge returning at the 2020 Royal Rumble, and I would agree. Edge is a Edge is a Rumble winner, right?
Yeah, he won in '08, I think, or '07.
No, I think he won in 2011 and beat Alberto Del Rio. Yeah, the guy deserved to get beaten there.
Yeah, that's
Screw
true.
that guy. But yeah, Edge was I think Edge was like he was heel here, but I rooted. It was like the first time I rooted for him. I didn't
Mm.
like Edge, and that was cool because Edge was a great heel. Edge was such a great heel. Edge is a two-time Rumble winner, winning in 2021. The next round, Edge won the next Rumble, and
Yeah.
in 2010, yeah, Edge had everything at that point. He was having a great rivalry with Undertaker. He
Yeah.
was like SmackDown's top guy, and yes, he was best Canadian wrestler for that decade. No one comes close. Um, yeah, it was such a fun time for Edge, and yeah, I just liked it.
All
I
right.
just liked 2010 Rumble for what it was, and I think yeah, Edge had a complete career. King of the Ring,
Mm.
Grand Slam, his Grand Slam includes a European title. It's that long. He has a US title. So whether it's the old school or new version of the Grand Slam, he has both. Yes, is eligible for both.
Yeah.
He beat John C. He was the first Money in the Bank winner. He was a WWE champion multiple times, despite his reigns not being as long as his world heavyweight ones. And yeah, top guy of WWE's top heel, I would argue.
Yeah. I mean, towards like the mid 2000s, Edge pretty much was the top bad guy, and then John Cena was the top good guy. Like that was a given. And then what made the 2020 Rumble return so surprising was that, yun nga, exactly, nobody expected Edge to come back.
Yeah, this
Not
was,
a
if there
single
was
person.
unexpected, this is
Yes.
unexpected as it
Mm.
would be.
Like, this may be even more unexpected than John Cena's appearance because at least si John Cena at the time was still an active wrestler. Si Edge kasi, he was retired na eh. Like, everybody thought that, oh, okay, he's gonna be Mr. Dad na lang for now.
His career is finished essentially because of his
Yeah.
injury.
And then somehow, some way, through the miracles of medical science, he came back. And like what you every time I watch that highlight on YouTube, I kind of wish I was in Arizona at the time just to see like how big it
Mm.
was. Like it was insane. Like that. Ang sayang lang kasi, ito yung ayaw ko sa mga outdoor shows ng WWE. Since it's an open air, the sound goes up and goes out. Pero kung domed stadium yun na naka-enclose, that pop would have been insane. But still, it
But
was
the fact
insane
that you can make a
regardless.
pop in an open air arena is
Yeah, they
awesome.
made a huge pop in an open air arena, and that's hard to do. Like, ah, it really is un, indescribable. Is that the right term? Undescribable. It's just
Yeah, it's just a mind blowing moment, I guess. I
exactly.
would
There's no other
understand. Like,
words.
because it's wild to see like he can survive. He can actually come back. And now he's still there
Exactly.
with Beth Phoenix, you know.
Yeah,
Really
man.
cool.
I mean, at least
Even
he's
Beth
on a
Phoenix
slightly
came back
lighter
too.
schedule now, so that's good.
And then even Christian got back. And now
Oh
he's
yes.
they hugged it out in the 2021 Rumble, which was also unexpected in a lot of
Yeah.
ways. Also, despite Edge being a two-time Rumble winner, he's the only two-time Rumble winner to lose both of his world title matches in Mania.
Oh.
That's a sad. Thanks, Jonas, for that interesting tidbit there. But yeah, despite that, well, Edge has at least had a Rumble title win, and that was the time before he retired in 2011. So that was cool. But yeah, Edge returning is it's one of the best moments. And the last entry we have is Undertaker winning the 2007 Royal Rumble. And yeah, this is my favorite Royal Rumble because it was top heavy. It also was filled with guys who are hungry to contend. MVP being there at near the end was kind of cool. But yeah, the one fun fact here is that the last four of this match, Taker, Shawn Michaels, Rated RKO, so that's Edge and Orton,
Mm.
they were there for 15 minutes. One fourth, almost like one fourth of the match was them. One was us wondering who of the four would break, and that was cool.
Uh,
Yeah, this was 2007, and I can't remember. Was was John Cena here? Oh no, John Cena wasn't here. Okay, this was also the first Royal Rumble where the winner can choose to um, challenge the WWE champion, World Heavyweight champion, or the ECW champion, which no one
yeah.
would ever challenge.
RIP ECW 2.0.
They at least gave it a mention that hey, you might be able to get
Like nudge
something, but
nudge.
no,
Maybe you want to
never.
try
You know,
this.
they'll never.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, the 2007 Rumble is really cool. It also had ECW guys
Oh, when Sabu got eliminated through the table.
to the table that he set up, so that was funny. um, uh, it was Sandman coming out from the audience
Mm-hmm.
and then hitting two people with a Singapore cane and then getting eliminated in less than 20 seconds.
Ah, sad.
And that was was funny. Um, yeah, this was cool. Also worth noting, this was Finlay's first Rumble,
Mm.
and he lasted a good 30 he lasted a good 30 minutes.
Probably a ring general, no?
Yeah, Finley is yeah, Finley is a good definition of ring general.
Mhm.
Grizzled vet who can elevate anyone that he's against with. He's like Ishii.
Yes, exactly. He's like an
He's in a
Ishii
way
type.
is in that Ishii level or
Yeah.
Christopher Daniels na ring veteran who can hang. You know,
Yeah,
we
they can
Goldust
pretty
is
much
in
beat
that realm
anything. Yeah.
at this point. But yeah, um, CM Punk was here. I think this was also his first King Booker. I think this was the last King Booker Rumble. One of the last King Booker pay-per-views. Hardcore
Yeah.
Holly was there. The scramble to get Great Khali and Viscera out of the ring was funny, and you know, Great Khali struggling with selling hits was kind of fun. But hey, Great Khali doesn't have to feel like he doesn't have to show he's getting hit because I think Great Khali like just being stone faced when he's getting hit just makes his character scarier at that time. But yeah, it was cool. This started with Ric Flair and Finley. This ended with Michaels and Undertaker. Michaels and Undertaker basically wrestled a match within the match itself, and it was insane. And this is also a like another chapter to the rivalry, diba?
I think
Yeah,
this was like the pretty much the 2 year story, diba? Of like towards the retirement of Shawn Michaels, essentially, diba?
yeah, and worth noting, even way before that, they had a 5-star match at Bad Blood. They had
Nice.
a match in the, and then yeah, this was like the starting chapter to what would become of their WrestleMania back-to-back
The
matches, which
WrestleMania
was
saga, man.
awesome. Shawn Michaels was a great crazy performer by that time. By before his career ended, he really got it left it all in the ring. Um, pay per view, and he was whether it be facing John Cena after this Rumble, or whether it was and it was having his career ended by Undertaker and ending Ric Flair. Yeah, this was a ruthless aggression era. Shawn Michaels, in my opinion, had way better had the best matches during this time. Sure, the most decorated era of Shawn Michaels was uh, the Attitude Era, or
Yeah.
yeah, that year, the New Generation. But yeah, this was great. Yeah, this ended with Undertaker counter dodging a sweet chin music and lifting Shawn Michaels out of the ring, and Undertaker winning the Rumble and facing Edge in Mania 23. And worth note, this was also the first time that Undertaker number 30 entrant won the Rumble.
Oh yeah, that's true. It was such an
You'd
easy path
expect
for Undertaker.
well, to be fair, it wasn't easy. He got his head busted open by
Oh yeah, shit.
got his
Yeah,
head
yeah.
busted open to the rest for the last stretch of this
Yeah.
match. But yeah, you'd expect number 30 to be the safest number to win a Rumble. But then again, only few have won it. I think it's much easier to win a Rumble if you're like one or two at this point,
Yeah.
or at least in the middle, at least in like the like 15 to like 18 level,
Yeah.
that range.
Yeah. That's true.
But yeah, it's really cool. It's really fun. But this Rumble is great. There's so many great Rumble moments in general. Also,
Yeah.
we're noting one of the last guys here was Carlito. It's kind of fun to
Oh,
see. And
Carlito
our
Caribbean
everyone was here.
cool.
RVD was here. The only one that you wish wouldn't be here was Kevin Thorne. No one was
Ay.
like when he came out. It was just dead. The crowd was dead. There was
Remember
more
when he was
reaction.
Mordecai?
There was more reaction from to Kenny Dykstra than Kevin Thorne. So that's
Oh
saying
my god.
something because they were pushing Kevin Thorne to be like some
Undertaker
crazy,
2.0.
yeah, crazy. Well, they tried to make him Undertaker 2.0 twice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edge, they
It
made
failed.
him Edge. They made him like Edge Lord Vampire, and didn't work.
Right before Twilight came out too.
I think that was the problem. They should have waited for
Yeah.
Twilight to come out and then made Kevin Thorne into a vampire. Would have at
Man.
least lasted him longer.
Yeah.
Would have
Yeah.
saved ECW maybe. I don't know. Maybe it was the secret formula, just Kevin Thorne being a vampire overlord, diba?
Yeah. Could
Um,
have worked.
but yeah, this was a cool rumble, and cool rumble because of the last stretch,
Yep.
because it was so fun. And yeah, I guess this was all the best Royal Rumble moments out there.
Yep.
Sure we have a lot of them. Yep. Oh yeah, yeah. We were talking about Mordecai. Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking at the
Mordecai.
comments, yeah. Kevin Thorne is Mordecai. They made him. That was Mordecai was like supposed to be like an Undertaker type
Yeah. Like a
mystique
white
villain,
Undertaker.
and didn't work. Kevin Thorne is yeah, 2000s vampire novel character, but no, didn't
Yeah.
work. Um, but yeah, speaking of the Royal Rumble this year, we can talk about 2022 Royal Rumble. We can predict some. I'm not sure how we predict Royal Rumbles. I just rather pick. It's much safer to pick a number or
Okay.
some or
Sige.
a guy to win.
Sige, sige.
But then again, let's take a look at the actual card before we go to the Rumble.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the men's Royal Rumble matches. I think as the convention for the past few years, Rumbles come first, and then the world title matches come second. Just fine. I don't mind it. But then we have Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley, which is just the first time to happen ever, which is mind-boggling because these two guys deserve to have a match together, and I can't believe it took them this long, especially when Bobby Lashley has been back in the WWE for like 3 years already. So that's interesting. Next one we have Becky Lynch versus Doudrop. Doudrop, the who won in solid fashion in the triple threat for the number one contenders match, is now facing Becky Lynch, which is awesome because Doudrop is a very capable and very experienced ring performer before even going to the WWE. And next we have Edge and Beth Phoenix versus Miz and Maurice. So yeah, Maurice has been it's been a while since I've seen Maurice have a match. So yeah, really cool. Oh yeah, yes. I don't know who to pick between Lashley or Lesnar. Yeah, I would say it would be good for Mania, but I would think they're trying to save something up. Maybe they want Reigns versus Lesnar at some point. But yeah, at least Lesnar and Lashley is finally happening, and that's one great thing. Thankfully we're getting that. But yeah, um, last match for the Royal Rumble is Roman Reigns versus Seth freaking Rollins for the WWE Universal Championship. With the yeah, also worth noting here, the Usos are banned from ringside. But yeah, that's interesting. Now we look at the Royal Rumble entrants that have been confirmed so far. I think I'm kind of okay with them revealing the half of the Rumble because you have to know. You have to know. It's okay to have some of them. It would be even fine to know who are the first two entrants or who's at least number one, diba? Kasi that might establish the storyline that this guy might just go all the way. I mean, it can be predictable, but at least he's gonna do it or die trying.
Remember when
But
they
yeah,
used to have that little raffle thing? When like the wheel or something? The lotto wheel?
sometimes they do it. It's inconsistent.
Yeah.
2007 they did, but they
Hmm.
didn't reveal the numbers. But at least you
Hmm.
know that it's there's like at least like an actual tangible way for them to do it.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah,
not anymore, no? Tagal ng, I miss those. It made the Rumble feel more realistic, honestly, eh.
yeah. But at least the Rumble still has the surprise fests going.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna do oh yeah, well, Johnny Knoxville's in the Rumble.
Oh yeah. Okay, Johnny Knoxville is probably gonna fly, but not eliminate himself. But then again, eliminating himself would be such a jackass move.
But then again, him having thrown out by someone that can throw
And
him
then landing
far
on
would be
something.
is jackass.
Yeah.
So yeah, also Mickey James on the women's end is
Oh
the
shit.
Impact
Yeah.
Women's Champion,
Yeah. The Knockouts World Champion. Fuck.
Knockouts World Champion,
Yeah.
and
Do you think
that's
she'll come out with the
insane.
belt?
I don't think she would or she should,
Hmm.
because champions who are in rumbles just run towards.
Yeah, that's
Not
true.
often you'd see them
With the
hoist the
belt.
belt and drop it and run. Sometimes they do that, but
Yeah.
for the most part, I think they just run. They just do entrance, hi guys, and go to the ramp and start the match. But yeah, 21 out of the 30 entrants in the women's rumble have been announced, so there's little room for surprises. But I would say I would like to see Trish Stratus try.
Hmm.
Every now and then Trish Stratus would always appear. Lita as well, so would be cool to have them there.
I mean, Lita's confirmed, diba?
Yeah, Lita's confirmed, so
Yeah,
that's
Lita's
cool.
confirmed.
Bellas are there,
Asuka.
Michelle
Yeah.
McCool, Kelly, and Summer Rae, who has not seen WWE in
Oh
ring
my
action for
gosh.
like years, is finally back. Yeah, for the men's side, not many surprises yet.
Yeah.
I would like to ask, I would like to think, who can be a surprise entrant? We said Braun Breaker. I think, yeah.
Yeah, diba?
I would also give a toss to Champa.
Oh shit, yes, pwede si
To
Tommaso
Champa.
Ciampa. Yeah.
And I would like to see Champa be at least one of the first few. Maybe
Hmm.
number 3,
Hmm.
just to get
Hey,
that.
can I just share something about the women's rumble and how there's some
Yeah,
like it's so sad na they released so much talent that they had to fill it up with former wrestlers.
yeah.
Like they
It's
had
annoying.
so many,
It's annoying
diba?
that they sign so many just to purge much of their roster
And you
by
couldn't even
the
use
end
like
of
this was the
2021.
perfect moment to use them in a Royal Rumble, but then you're like, ah, whatever. Let's just get a bunch of former wrestlers who haven't seen wrestling. Like Summer Rae hasn't wrestled in like what 10 years?
No, no, no. She hasn't wrestled since like 2016 at the very
Shit,
least.
that's a long time.
Her last match was Mania. It was a
Oh
Mania
my
match.
gosh,
So so she's actually in
6 years.
another big event. So that's actually cool. But yeah, um it's also it's annoying. It's also for the men's side, because for the men's
Yeah,
side, it narrows down the surprises that you want to see even
pretty
more.
much. Yeah,
I mean, sure, you have the established guys, but you don't leave that much room for the younger guys, which is
yeah.
and
Sad.
Ali requested his release, so that's one thing out,
Yeah.
unless it's part of a storyline. But yeah, I don't think so.
Hmm.
Apart from that, but yeah, looking at it, who do you think would be surprises in the men's rumble? I would say, yeah, two of the NXT guys are on our mind, but any legend would come to mind.
Honestly, this year I'd rather have no legends. Like just wag na.
Something in me just wanted to see Lights Out Undertaker.
Uh,
Since he's in that legend, he's in that
Oo nga
legend
pala,
status.
but then like it would ruin the legend of Undertaker, honestly.
Well, unless that he at least cleans house before getting eliminated.
Unless it's
That's
Biker
like,
Undertaker, then manage like Biker
oh
Undertaker
yeah.
would be a believable elimination, but not Dead Man.
Well, Deadman can just lights out the entire rumble and appear in the middle of the ring. Like he could.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
yeah, I would say who else can be there? Worth noting that some ROH guys are out of contract.
But do you think they'll actually sign them? Parang I don't think so.
Yeah, that's one problem. But then again, they can sign them in the main roster and no longer just put them in developmental in NXT because they're way out of that. They're
Yeah,
way
that's true.
overqualified for that. Oh yeah, there's a rumor of one surprise entrant, one big surprise entrant. I would assume it's Moose
I hope it's Moose because like
since they're
the
gonna have
world
the
needs to know how
Tokusatsu
good he
champion
is.
on the other end. I
Yeah,
would
he's the
bet
Impact World Champion.
Moose is definitely there, but Steven, we're gonna explode if Josh Alexander appears in the Rumble, and
Don't
I
get
would
my hopes up. Don't
I
get my
would get
hopes up.
it would get even more. It would get even wilder if Cesaro is in the same ring. You know, those two ring
Fudge.
workhorses just wrecking each other. But I would assume it's Moose. I would say putting Moose is the right call if ever they're picking someone from Impact.
Oh man. Yeah, I think
And
Moose would be a good choice, but then like I don't know, Moose. Wouldn't it be funny if they got Jonah Rock back?
interesting and funny at the same time.
That'd
Also,
be so funny.
you can also set up MSK
Oh
and Trey
shit!
Miguel. So get
Oh
the gang back together. That's hard.
shit!
Um, I don't think if ever they might not do this here in the Rumble, and that's fine. But
It's fine. Yeah.
the possibility of having them on since Impact and WWE are on some weird partnership
If the
magic
partnership
doing
comes through,
there,
yeah,
they
yeah.
can try that. But yeah, anyone there's a certain Impact Digital Media champion, which is Matt Cardona, who can always come back in the WWE.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, he would be a good fit. Just plus they could use his WWE name easily.
And of course, we forget AJ Styles is in the Rumble and he no longer has Almost by his side. And you have the Good Brothers as Impact Tag Team Champions.
Yeah. But do you think the Good Brothers would actually go back? Parang weird. Like after all the shit they've said in their
Well,
podcast,
to
like
be
I
fair,
don't think
they got Mickey James back despite her items being in garbage bags.
yeah. Feeling ko this
So
is like their apology talaga eh.
yeah, I think I would say that this is WWE trying to make up for a lot of the a lot of the awful releases they've done. But yeah,
Yeah.
since we're talking about Impact, I would say yeah, Ring of Honor has a low chance. The free agents of Ring of Honor have a low chance, but then again, you at least have a couple of guys there that could be good for WWE. Could work.
Mm.
But yeah, I would assume the Impact guys would any of the Impact roster would be there.
Yeah.
Or I would want to see though at least two Impact wrestlers each Rumble, or at least have another one in the Women's Rumble. Maybe Diona Perazzo screwing
Dude.
up Mickey James as
Diona
well.
and Jordan in the Rumble. Imagine if Diona and Jordan were there.
It would work because I don't think they'd have enough legends to fill in. I don't think they'd have enough
Imagine if
legends.
Chelsea came back.
Yeah, and also we're forgetting NXT Women's Division is also there. So Corey Jade, the reigning
Wendy Chu.
NXT champion,
Wendy
would the
Chu.
NXT Women's champion would be there, and great exposure for her since she's just starting her career. We can also have Mandy Rose and Toxic Attraction.
Actually, yeah.
Oh
Dude,
yeah, wait,
Wendy Chu, man.
Cora
Wendy
Jade
Chu would be
doesn't isn't
perfect.
women's champion. Oh, yeah, man, Toxic Attraction should be there because they have all the women's NXT belts under their belt. That's insane.
It's crazy how Mandy Rose is probably the most successful wrestler among that tough enough generation.
Yeah, I mean it's nice.
Yeah.
Also, we can have the likes of maybe Raquel Gonzalez be there.
I thought she was in AEW already.
No, not
No?
yet. I
Oh,
don't
I'm
think she
thinking of a
is.
different wrestler, sorry.
Yeah, Raquel Gonzalez or Io Shirai, or
Yes, Io Shirai would be nice.
oh yeah, we haven't seen Asuka in a while.
Yeah. The question is if she's
Asuka returning
come
in the
back.
Rumble
Asuka
would
come
be
back,
fun.
please. Number 30
Asuka come
Asuka would be
back,
fun.
get eliminate anyone. It's okay if you don't. Just remove them. Yeah. Oh
Just
yeah,
get rid of all the legends.
the one on AEW is Mercedes
Yeah,
Martinez.
yeah. Okay, my bad, my bad.
But yeah, Toxic Attraction would be great for the women's rumble. The NXT women should
Yes,
fill up the
exactly. That's
nine.
how it
Should
should
fill up the
be.
last nine. I don't care. Like they deserve it. It's fine
Yeah.
because they have a great, Indy Hartwell.
Uh,
maybe with the help of
man.
maybe with the help of Dexter Loomis, diba? Would be cool.
Yes.
But yeah, NXT
Index.
or maybe have the Imperium there, diba?
Ooh, man. So many
With
possibilities.
Gunther.
Gunther. Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to see it. NXT should fill up. I know we love legends. I know we love returning guys, but NXT has more than enough talent to
Yeah.
fill this up. You know what? NXT should be like a mainstay in the Rumble. They
Yeah.
should get guys there
Yeah.
always. Like it should be a regular thing, and it's annoying that it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
So they should. I wish they try that. That would be cool. But yeah, 2022 Royal Rumble. Before we end, who do you think would win?
I think Big E will win because he's fun as a wrestler who like you want to see Big E chase.
Mhm.
But as a champion, that's a different conversation now. But like it's fun to watch the chase. Yun lang. So I go Big E for 2022 Royal Rumble.
Okay, that's actually well. I would say it's a best bet
Yeah.
in the Rumble right now. Um, I'm looking at it. For the men's Rumble. I don't see anyone winning it on the confirmed list. That's not Big E.
Hmm.
So yeah, big. I would say I think Big E would at least be number two
Yeah.
in the Rumble.
Nice.
Holds on for that. As we said, the 2022 Royal Rumble is good for that 1 and 2 storyline as the final two. If you said as Drew McIntyre and Big E as the last two,
Yeah.
would redeem all the sword holding of Drew McIntyre, in my
Hey, I
opinion.
like the sword. It's pretty cool.
It gets ridiculous because you can't swing it at anyone because you'd kill someone in the ring. So
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
You turn WWE into a medieval fantasy film. So that's
Medieval
insane.
fantasy did it.
But yeah, for the women's rumble, what interesting here is Charlotte Flair is a reigning champion that's in the rumble, and when she wins, she can choose anyone. That storyline is intriguing because she's Charlotte Flair, and
Yeah.
she has won more than a dozen women's championships already in the WWE. So I would think they can just pull the trigger on this and just let her choose. I would be okay with it because that's an intriguing aspect. That's an intriguing thing. My prediction that something in my head goes Doudrop beats Becky
Ooh.
surprisingly, and Charlotte chooses Becky, or or
Mhm.
I'm not sure when Bailey can come back.
Might be a while. 9 months though.
Yeah, might be a while, but it's been a while since Bailey is there, unless
Yeah.
she John Cena cyborgs herself,
Maybe. Maybe.
which she can. I would bet
Yeah.
she can. She's just
I
that
I
powerful.
think I think Asuka would be a good bet at this point because she hasn't been. We don't know where she is, but I think by now she should be recovered by now.
I would bet her in the. I would be okay with her being in the final four because that's
Yeah,
really
it's a
cool.
good idea. Yeah.
But yeah, that's interesting. This is an interesting rumble. The even the main card is fine.
Yeah.
The main card is fine. Like I like the husband and wife tag team match. That's kind of
Oh
cool.
yes, that's gonna be very exciting. But yeah,
Yeah,
I think
and
that's about
Brock
it.
Lesnar and Lashley is fun. Big meaty man slapping meat.
Man,
It's
big
a Big
meaty
E
man
treat right there.
slapping meat.
And then Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins is just a culmination of their Shield, and it's nice
Yeah.
that they name dropped Moxley for just a bit,
Yeah.
at least. Because you can't have the Shield without him being canon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
interesting.
true.
But yeah, that's our episode. That's episode 104, best Royal Rumble moments, and we covered a good amount of Royal Rumble moments. Um, yeah, there's so many. But yeah, we would like to thank everyone who was watching and commenting today. Really active, really fun, and that's cool. But yeah, now we wrap up the episode. So, if you want to listen to the audio version of this episode, we will be releasing it a few days after the day of as for this recording. If you're
Yeah.
doing this, but yeah, you can listen to it on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Player.fm, and other podcast platforms. Most of them are for free, which is cool. You can listen and download. Where and yeah, listen wherever, whether it be while
Yeah.
working or during lunchtime.
Don't forget to
So
give us 5-star reviews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. It helps
yeah, you
keep
can leave a review,
helps us. Yeah.
and you can just say that we missed out on a lot of our Rumble moments that we might have forgotten, and that's fine. If you want to follow us on social media, you can do that by following at the Geeky Ones on pretty much on all of our social media
Yeah.
accounts. So that's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. So
Bye.
at the Geeky Ones, it's just quick. You can find us. You can easily find us.
Yep.
So that's really the best part. And you can check out the geekyones.com for various articles we talk about. We talk about Neon's debut in Valorant and other Filipino characters in video games like Jose Rizal in Medal of Honor, which is insane to think always.
Uh,
Or we talk about why you should watch season 4 of Cobra Kai, which is really cool and a way to rejuvenate a nice little franchise, nice
that's
little
right.
retro franchise right there. Um, but yeah, you can also follow Steven. That's Stevie said yup. So Steven, I leave it to you here.
That's right. You can find me at Stevie Said Yup on Facebook, Twitter, IG, and YouTube, where I rant about hockey. That's pretty much
Yeah, and also you can follow me at Do This Jude on Facebook, where I stream games. Not sure if I can stream this week because of heavy work, but then
yep.
I'll be streaming and I'll be telling everyone when I'll stream. Have a few games in mind where I can stream and enjoy. That's fun. And yeah, I guess that's it. That has been episode 104 of the Geeky Ones. And once again, thank you so much for those who are watching and commenting. So yeah, we'll be seeing you next episode, and hopefully the WWE Royal Rumble is gonna be really fun. I really hope it
That's
does.
right.
So that's cool. But yeah, once again, thank you so much, and we'll see you next episode. And goodbye, guys.
Bye.